Welcome to New York Empoleon's Week 2 battle of the PBAL. We are here this week taking on Just Kurt and the Portage Herdiers. If you do not know what sets I'm bringing or anything about my opponent's roster, that means you didn't watch the team builder, and you should go do that right now, because that's where I'm going to talk about and explain actually my thought process behind a lot of what I'm doing. Obviously, you guys can get a good amount of information just from watching this video, but I do always encourage you guys to go check out the team builder because I do go way more in depth and give you guys actually an understanding of how I'm preparing the team so that if you guys are ever to do your own leagues, you have a better chance of understanding how it goes, that I go through my thought process. And hopefully it succeeds. This is a week where if I lose, I'm losing to a very talented battler. I'm also losing in a matchup where I don't think I'm not favored. I think this is a pretty even matchup, but I'm definitely not heavily favored, right? So I wanted this team to come in and be like, oh, he's heavily favored. It's not. Anyone who drafts well is going to end up having a team that's at least on par with this one, and this is definitely that. So I don't think going into the matchup I can say, like, wow, he has just a way better team than I do, and if I lose, haha, it's, just because my team sucks. I think it's actually very, very even. So we're not going to stall anymore. We're just going to jump right into this, but hopefully you guys do enjoy and want to check out his channel. Link is in the description below, and if you want to check out the team builder, definitely do that. But we are jumping right in. Let's see what he's got. He's got the... There's that Alakazam, Rotom. Okay, so he does have the Kingler, which was something that I wasn't even sure he would bring this week, but he does bring it. He actually opts to bring it over the Kyurem, which is pretty interesting. So that's sort of surprising to me. And he definitely doesn't have that Clefairy, which is something I was kind of banking on him not having, so that my Kommo-o set is actually pretty solid here. So, let's see. So I didn't decide I wanted to run any hazards, although Sticky Web, it's debatable whether Sticky Web would help, but you can see his team is not fast anyway, so I don't really think I'm worried about everything outspeeding me except for the Alakazam. I think his leads are probably either the Rotom, which could be Scarfed, or the Rhyperior to try to set hazards up. And I could lead with either the... If I think it's going to be... Actually, either way, I think Lapras is a fine lead. Just look how free Freeze Dry into Hydro Pump is against his roster. So no matter what he leads here, I think this is a decent lead. Obviously, G-Max Kingler is something I'm going to have to watch out for. I didn't bring my G-Max Gengar this week. It just didn't match up well against Alakazam or Aegislash, just because of the fact that Alakazam outspeeds it naturally, and Aegislash gives the Shadow Sneak to it, and it just drops. So it didn't have a great matchup against his roster. Maybe I should have brought it. It still would have been good against things like the Amoonguss and the Rhyperior, so maybe. But there's the Rhyperior lead. Not too surprising that we see here. And we are just going to lead with our Lapras. And like I said, Freeze Dry into Hydro Pump is super free. But I think... Let me just actually... I'm just going to real quick calc the difference between Freeze Dry and Hydro Pump here, because I want the Rotom to come. I'm thinking the Rotom's going to come in, but I just clicked Freeze Dry. I didn't mean to. That's fine. He's probably going to go Rotom, which makes this look like way more of a read than it was. I thought the Rotom would come in there. Freeze Dry was pretty free. And that's a 2-hit KO cleanly on that Rotom. We see the leftovers, not Scarf, so that's really solid to know. And Rotom's definitely not going to be able to KO me here. Especially a leftover set. So Freeze Dry is also free once again. Hydro Pump won't quite take it out, so I'm just going to go for the Freeze Dry here. If he goes for the Volt Switch, that's fine. And we're just going to be able to go for this again. If he goes out into his Aegislash, again, Aegislash comes in, it takes this, and then it also will have to take a Hydro Pump, which it doesn't appreciate taking both. So, and if he does go hard Aegislash here, he's going to have to expect me not to read that and just go straight Hydro Pump, which is an option that I could have here, because Aegislash is the only thing on his entire roster that resists the Freeze Dry. Goes actually straight for the Pain Split, which brings him back straight to full and brings me down quite a bit. That's a good play on his part, but we're just going to straight Freeze Dry. Not going to worry about it too much. Still no freeze. Sad day. If only. No, just kidding. I don't actually want it. I never want a freeze on these because it just makes me feel bad, you know? Now I expect the Volt Switch here. I don't think he's going to stay in at this point, so really, really tempting to go for a Hydro Pump, guys. In fact, oh, he's just never going to sack this thing, is he? No, he's not. He's not. I'm going Hydro Pump. He's going to Volt Switch. He doesn't want to sack this thing right now. Volt Switch is going to do a decent amount of damage to me. It's not going to kill from here, but it's going to do a lot. And, yeah, there's the Volt Switch. He's going to go into AG here. Yeah, he's going to go Aegislash. 100 times out of 100 he goes Aegislash. It's the only thing on his team that resists the Freeze Dry. And I want to do 50% with this Hydro Pump. Please land the Hydro Pump. Please land the Hydro Pump. There's AG. Come on. Don't punish me for making the right play. Air Balloon. No! Oh, the game. I hate when the game punishes you for making the right play. It's fine. Now we know he's Air Balloon, which would have been nice to pop, honestly. At least my opponent got to see that I made the right play, even if it was all for naught in the end. Now, I was seeing some like Head Smash Banded Aegislash coming through in mocks of this game, and that thing definitely puts in some work. Lapras, though, I think actually still has value to me. The Amoonguss doesn't outspeed it. Kingler may or may not, depending on his spread. I don't think I actually ran any speed in this, so I'm not going to outspeed the Kingler. But that's so frustrating. Ugh. But the Ice Shard is still useful to me later. It would have been nice to pop that Air Balloon. Would have been nice to put him at like 50% on the switch in. Man. Especially now he gets like a free Swords Dance or whatever he wants to do, which is exactly what I don't want Aegislash to be able to do. But, you know, that's life, man. That's why running Hydro Pump is always a risk. We are going to be able to go into my Mandibuzz. He's going to straight up go for an attack. Is it the Head Smash here? Shadow Claw comes out, which is totally fine. We are going to be able to eat that without any issue and go straight for a knockoff here. If he is... we know he's not weak to policy. We know he's Air Balloon. So, yeah, knockoff is free against his entire roster. Thankfully, we learned that he's Air Balloon. Would have been nice to pop it, obviously. Would have been nice to have him low, but that's not the way that this goes sometimes. So he's going to go out into Broadster, which is the Rotom comes back out. And we're just going to knock off at this point, bring that thing down to very low. He's probably going to Pain Split. He does it. He probably outspeeds me, I would assume. So I just go out into my Lapras here, sack that off at this point. Since Pain Split hits my entire roster way too hard. Way too hard. Gets him way more HP than I want him to have for anything else. If he goes for the Volt Switch straight up, that's a fine play as well. But the Pain Split's scary enough that I'm just going to go out to the Lapras. And it puts me in range of the Volt Switch here. So if I want to be really real, I read that and I go out into like Vikavolt here, but I don't want him to get another Pain Split off and do something shady like that. So at this point, I'm going to Freeze Dry because if I do live for some reason this Volt Switch, then I want to be able to hit the Aegislash and not miss. Like, man, would have been nice to have that thing 50% down. But Rotom Wash kills Lapras with Volt Switch. Question is, what do you go into? Obviously, he's probably breathing a sigh of release. That Lapras definitely put pressure on him that I don't think he was necessarily expecting. Max Special Attack Modest Lapras hits pretty hard when you have no resistance to Freeze Dry. Eugene the Kingler comes out. So that's G-Max Kingler here at this point. And I'm going to go out into my Cinccino here. Obviously, this thing, G-Maxing, would make it definitely live a hit from Cinccino. I do 50% with a Bullet Seed, though. So why not? Why not? G-Max Foam Burst, if he's Life Orbed or something, just obliterates me, like, straight up. But, there's a 50... Oh, no, you can't flinch if you're G-Max. But he may not G-Max. He probably will. He may switch out. I don't know. What do you do here? Do you go Moongus? Jason. Yeah, it goes to the Moongus here. So, he sees the Bullet Seed. I don't think I want a U-turn here. That's doing literally nothing. I think I want to bluff the Scarf. And we do see the Black Sludge. Okay, it's good to know he's not Rocky Helmet. Because I do still have the Overcoat Mandibuzz that can always come in on this thing. And while U-turn is arguably the optimal play. It reveals that I'm not scarfed. And him having the Alakazam not knowing if I'm scarfed or not, still very important. So, while it would be nice to get a little bit of extra chip damage, I'm not super stressed about it. He may double out predicting the Mandibuzz to come in. If he goes hard Rotom, that would be like the worst case scenario. Otherwise, I think I'm okay. And that is the Rotom, isn't it? Yeah. So he does go into the Rotom right here, which forces me to go out into my Vikavolt. Again, he's just going to Pain Split, but I have to threaten this thing out. And actually, the Vikavolt coming in here is pretty nice because Pain Split into Volt Switch or Hydro probably won't kill. And that Pain Split's doing a lot of work, though. How much damage is that? Not a lot. All right. He's just not very HP invested. So I'm just going to go for the Agility here. If he lands his Hydro and crits and kills, then, like, thanks, game. That's how the game goes sometimes, you know? But we still have the Como-O in the back. Excuse me, not a Coco. Wow, imagine if I had a Coco right now. That'd be sweet. We have the Como-O in the back, which looks really, really solid, honestly, against his basically entire roster. Would have been nice to hit the Aegislash once. But, you know, the Aegislash to the 50%. I think the Como-O could basically sweep from this point, but not quite there yet. So, gonna need a little bit more help. Goes for the H-Pump. He lands his H-Pumps. What's that like? But we're going to go for the Agility here. And go for the Bug Buzz at this point. Or the Energy Ball. Actually, which one does more? Where is my Vikavolt to a Rotom Wash? Energy Ball does more, so we'll just go for that. He's going to switch out and goes out into his Amoonguss. Okay. We saw that it looked pretty physically defensive, though. So I'll just Bug Buzz. Probably wouldn't smart to Bug Buzz the first time, because the Amoonguss possible switch in. He hasn't done anything super risky, but I need to slow down and just like think about things. Wow, that is super specially defensive. All right. The Spadef drop, the Clear Smog. Interesting, because I still have Speed You. Oh, it does damage. I forgot it does damage. So Amoonguss kills Vikavolt with Clear Smog. I don't think I've ever written that sentence before. All right, Mew can come in here. Now, Spore is probably coming. That was probably dumb. I should have just gone to Mandibuzz and U-turn. I mean, I think I just click Psychic. Do you live this? No, you don't live that. Oh, it was a crit. I have no idea if that mattered. Mew kills Amoonguss with Psychic. I have no idea if that mattered or not. But definitely brings me back into this game a little bit. I'll tell you that right now. That thing going down helps me so much. Now, pending what he goes into here, let's see. I should be able to take a hit from the Aegislash and Rock Polish on it. Although, again, if that Aegislash was chipped, it would be so much better right here. Aegislash. You know you have no relevant item. There's the Kingler. You're probably going to go for a knockoff here. Or a Max Darkness. One of the two. Depending on whether or not you choose to max or not. Life Orb Max Darkness just barely misses the KO here. But I'm just going to go out into my Mandibuzz. If he Agilities, that could be a problem. If he Agilities in my face. Okay, he goes straight for the G-Max. Let's see, what are you going to go for? Are you going to go for the G-Max water attack? G-Max foam burst, okay. Now I am slow, but that's okay. It wasn't outspeeding it that I was really trying to do here. I'm going to go for the knockoff. I don't know what item it is, but I don't want it on there anymore. Actually, Roost... objectively, Roost is the better play. I'm playing too quickly, guys. It's okay. It's okay. Max Knuckle. Yeah, Roost was 100% the play there. It's okay? Question mark? I don't think I live another one. So knock off. What do we knock off? Lumberry. Okay. That's okay. We're actually in a fine position. I'm gonna click U-turn here. If I live by some miracle, that's great, but I'm not expecting to. G-Max, Kingler kills Mandibuzz with G-Max foam first. And I can go do my little guy here. Name Cinchino. That's the name of the thing that I was looking for. He didn't have a speed boost or anything, so I definitely outspeed. Bullet Seed's pretty free. AG could come in on it, but that's not the end of the world if Aegislash does come in on it. If Aegislash does come in, I think the best play that I can make... I mean, I break the air balloon, but the best play I can make is just keep attacking it. Again, Mew and Como-O are my two win conditions, and we are still in a position where they are very viable options here. He may sack his Kingler at this point. That's why I'm going to go for it. Yeah. That actually doesn't do as much as I was hoping, but I think it's going to be enough. It's going to be annoyingly close, actually, but I think it'll do it. Yeah, it looks like it's going to get it done. All right. So Cinchino kills G-Max Kingler with Bullet Seed. Whew, just barely. It wasn't from full. I think he had the bulk to survive from full, but not to survive after the knockoff damage. So solid damage from the Mandibuzz. Did exactly what it needed to do, I guess. We are going to be able to get that little bit of a return here. So this thing is also still really valuable to me. Out comes the Aegislash. I'm actually just going to U-turn here and reveal that I'm not Scarfed, but also just go ahead and go for it just to break its air balloon. Not that I need to for anything, really, but chip is chip. Like, I'm not going for a ground... Well, I actually have the Earth Power on the Mew, so I definitely want this thing's air balloon broken. Although the Shadow Ball is still a better play than the Earth Power, objectively, because the Rotom still exists. I don't think I'm out of this game yet, but I do think the timer is going to start becoming a factor very soon. So we're going to U-turn here, show that we are not Scarfed. He's going to know that now. Air balloon is popped. And I think my better play is the Como-O here, since Mew does not want to switch into 2 Shadow Claws. And if he Swords Dances, this is the better thing to have in, for sure. Now, I don't really have the opportunity to go for a lot of setup here. So I have a very short amount of time. Oops. Let's see. So he does kill me. He does not kill me with any one hit. So I could Clanging Scales, but I think Flamethrower is just the better play. It's going to 2 a KO either way. And might burn. Might burn. Might burn. Might burn. No burn. Iron Head, close combat, don't kill me. Shadow Claw doesn't kill me, but Shadow Sneak after that will. That's why I wanted to go for that attack. So we are going to live. So then the question becomes, do I think he goes for another Iron Head here? I think he Shadow Sneaks, right? And I keep this Como-O in the back. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make that play. If he doesn't have the Shadow Sneak and he goes straight for an Iron Head, then I think that's game. But if he goes for the Shadow Sneak here, then we're in good shape. So I could Bullet Seed and try to get the flinch here, which I think is my best play. He doesn't have King Shield, and so he's stuck in Blade form. And depending on what his spread is, this Bullet Seed could potentially take him out. And if not, I still have a 40% chance of flinching him. So we're gonna see how much this does. Looks like he does have some bulk investment. 40% chance, man. 40% chance. I missed the Hydro Pump. Give me this one. Just give me this one. Come on. Come on. Pokemon's hit 5 times. Flinched and couldn't move. Let's go. That's what I'm looking for. Bullet Seed. All right. That's the flinch I needed to stay very much alive in this game right now. He has nothing else that can switch into this Bullet Seed. He has the Alakazam, which is still a nuisance, absolutely. But is not itself going to beat me. Although the battle is ending soon, we're definitely not gonna finish. The question is, how many Mons and how much HP does everything have is gonna come into play here, because he's gonna have to click a move this one more time, because this turn started before the 6-second timer started. So he's gonna have to click a move one more time. If he switches into Rhyperior, he may win 4-3 on timer. Although I think it's frustrating because I think I win this game if the timer is longer, you know? If we have more time. But that's the way this goes. 20 minutes is just never enough time. It's just never enough time, man. That's okay. A loss is a loss, and I will take it with grace. And he definitely waited as long as he could to try to make sure that he has more HP than I do. I think he does. So Cinccino kills Rotom. Oh no, sorry, Aegislash with Bullet Seed. And you lost to Kurt. Yeah, so we lose 3-3, which is super frustrating, but you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. That's just life. Great game to my opponent. He did what he needed to do to win the game. That's important. I do think that if we played again in like playoffs, I can build a different team and have a better chance. I played poorly around the Amoonguss a couple of times, but that's okay. I played a little bit rushed. Lost this game 3-3, but I feel like I played a pretty solid game all the way through. Had a pretty solid game plan, and that's just how it goes sometimes. So I will see you guys back here next week as we continue on the PBAL with a team that I think should never lose all its mons. Shouldn't lose games. That's on me. I think I didn't play it right, but I feel like if the game went long enough, it's hard to know for sure, but I think I had it. Obviously, it's just theory mining at that point. So I'm staring at the roster and looking at like whether or not I could have done it, and I think the Mew had it still, because yeah, I don't know. It all depends on sets and things. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys back here next week as we continue on the PBAL and PCL. Take care, everybody.